migrants, fed-up citizens take matters into their own hands. After opposing the government's attempt to send them another wave of migrants, a town's residents were outraged when they spotted liberals quietly bringing in more unvettable asylum seekers. However, before the bleeding heart leftists could turn the local hotel into a migrant center, fed-up citizens took matters into their own hands and organized to deliver a brutal surprise. As liberal leaders deliberately flood their nations with militant Muslim migrants, almost all of whom are men from non-refugee countries, the citizens pay the heaviest price. Aside from the economic burden and national security risk migrants pose, the rape epidemic against women and children has exploded as Muslim migrants commit a disproportionate amount of sexual crimes. Fortunately, there are justifiably indignant patriots who aren't willing to sacrifice their wives and daughters to the insatiable deviant appetites of these intolerant invaders. With additional no-go zones every year and skyrocketing migrant crime, French citizens are looking for ways to take back their country from the reckless leftists and their growing migrant enclaves. When the town of Sevillac discovered that their tax dollars were being used to purchase one of 62 properties in order to house unvettable, unassimilable migrant men, they decided to do just that. After hearing that the city government would begin transforming their Formula One hotel into a makeshift migrant camp paid for by their own taxes, civilians sprang to action in the most Donald Trump-esque way possible. Daily Mail reports that citizens took Trump's advice and gathered in the early morning hours on Monday to construct a 6-foot-high, 65-foot-long concrete wall around the hotel in an effort to prevent it from being turned into a migrant shelter. Residents worked tirelessly throughout the night, finishing the structure much to the surprise of liberal officials. Laurent Teixeira, who heads the group collective Sevillac, spearheaded the construction, ultimately completing the wall in record timing. He explained that the wall sends a message to government officials that the people oppose their actions and lack of transparency. Teixeira added that although the move to place a migrant center in the middle of town wasn't approved by the people, the decision to build the wall certainly was, he told Le Figaro. We are not against welcoming others because we must do something for people in dire situations. However, we also have to take the citizens into account. Nothing is planned for the daily life of these migrants, and public structures such as canteens and schools are undersized, he said. Although Sevillac boasts just 5,000 residents, the local government is planning to take in 85 migrants during this wave of resettlement, likely with many more to follow. At least 62 buildings have been purchased with French taxpayer funds, some of which are located near schools, shopping centers, and residential areas, RT reports. These French citizens understand that appeasing the liberal government's call to resettle a wave of migrants only gives way to more demands. The refugee crisis is a never-ending one as millions of Muslim foreigners see the opportunity to invade the West for welfare, crime, and jihad. Despite the left's assurance that these asylum seekers are war-torn refugees and mostly women and children, the UN statistics obliterate their propaganda. Currently, 72% of all Mediterranean Sea arrivals are men while only 11% are women and 16% are children. Of course, this doesn't even take into account the fact that the majority of child refugees are actually over 18. Additionally, the majority of these refugees are from Nigeria followed by Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, and Bangladesh. In fact, just 6.3% of refugees are possibly from Syria. Along with the majority of asylum seekers and illegal migrants coming from non-refugee countries, many more will not remain in the first safe country they infiltrate. Proving their economic motivations, these migrants move from country to country, both to seek out the best benefits package and to evade authorities after committing crimes. Like the rest of Europe, France is being infiltrated by the world's most intolerant and dangerous ideology. Islamic countries are the most culturally and religiously homogeneous nations on earth because of Islam's violent and oppressive mandates. If French citizens want to take back their country from its fatal liberal policies, it's going to take more than building a concrete wall. Hopefully, this wall is merely a harbinger of a massive uprising to preserve their culture and heritage before it's too late. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.